Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a very busy week since we did one of our last videos for our weekly metagame review. We got the return of Regulation H with no restricted Pokemon or no legendary Pokemon. We got the online ladder regulation, which is Regulation J, which is using mythical Pokemon. And we have ongoing Regulation I, which is for the World Championship coming up in about 2 weeks now. So yeah, a lot to cover in this video, so a lot of good information hopefully you guys can take away. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more weekly metagame updates, like, subscribe, and we'll get straight into it for our Road to Worlds. Victory Road did another tournament, and it was won by Joseph Ugarte playing Groudon, Miraidon. So Groudon has been picking up in popularity over the last couple of weeks, but the fact to see it win is kind of crazy. Obviously, in a meta game where there's lots of Miraidon, it does have a really good matchup into that Pokemon, but it does struggle against Calyrex Ice, which did appear to be on the downfall. However, looking at the results here, there's quite a few in Top Cut, top 16 bracket, so it's going to be an interesting meta game. Will I see Groudon winning the World Championship? Probably not, but I'm going to bet Joseph Ugarte probably does play it or play a version of Miraidon. He's been playing this team for quite a while, so maybe it's a comfort pick for him. But yeah, I don't think we see anything too crazy here. I think we see quite a few teams that we've already seen already. Nothing too out there. Samvito's team, Simone Samvito team, playing a Iron Valiant with Chien-Pao Dragonite. I also played the Chien-Pao Dragonite team with Calyrex and Zamazenta, also on the channel. So if you guys want to check that out, it's a little bit different to this team, but it could work. But yeah, we just see our standard compositions across the board. Clefairy seeing a little bit of usage because it's pretty good into the Lunala Miraidon matchup to stop those Ursaluna Blood Moons. Sorry, the Ursaluna Hisui. We see some Blood Moon Ursaluna back into Top Cut as well, which is interesting. And we see Rain piloted by Francesco Piopiro. So yeah, quite a few developments in terms of the metagame. But the fact that Groudon won this whole tournament is a bit of a shocker and a bit of a shake-up before Worlds. So yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Regulation I. It's a very defined format. But a lot of people are just sticking to what they know. And it's going to be amazing to watch the World Championship. I'm really excited. So if you guys are excited and you want to see more content around the world, I'm going to be doing some sort of updates and live streams. So subscribe. And yeah, we'll get straight into the main section of the video, which is Regulation H. Okay, for those not aware, last week we got the announcement of Regulation J, which introduces mythical Pokemon to the online ladder of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and you're allowed to use up to 2 mythicals, and they take a restricted slot. So essentially what that means is you're allowed to play with 2 very strong Pokemon. So these could be Pokemon like Calyrex, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, but you can also play mythicals alongside them. So they do take up a restricted slot, so you're only allowed to play up to 2 of these very strong Pokemon. So it's going to be really fun. I think it's just more like a goodbye to Scarlet and Violet, because I do think the game is going to sort of cycle out towards the end of this year. But it's going to be really fun to play with mythicals. Not many people have had the opportunity to do so, myself included. I have been cooking up a very cool Deoxys attack team. So if you guys want to see that, I will be doing hopefully a stream soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But very important news here. We also got the reintroduction of Regulation H. So if you guys are not aware what Regulation H is, it's a amazing Pokemon format where there's no high power Pokemon like legendary Pokemon or restricted Pokemon. It's very regional decks, as we call it. So the first few tournaments happened over the weekend, and very surprising. So we've had this tournament before, going back towards the end of last year, and we saw like a lot of teams kind of rise to the top, like your King Gambit teams, your Goldengo. We saw Dragonite rise to the top, as well as Blood Moon Ursaluna. But if we look at the biggest tournament hosted over the weekend, had a $50 cash prize, so it does attract some a lot more people, and it was almost 100 players, so 92 players. And the team that won was nothing nobody expected, was a Murkrow, Armarouge, and DD team. So this is like a very early format team, and I think it's probably something that's really easy to pick up and play well. Essentially, the whole concept behind the team is Sneasler and Indeedee together are amazing. They're an amazing duo offensively, because Indeedee can spam like like psychic moves, but we don't see any psychic moves on this Indeedee. Wow, interesting. So essentially what Indeedee does to Sneasler, it triggers this unburden ability, which makes it double its speed if it's not holding, or if it loses its item during battle. So you can give it a Psychic Seed, which is then consumed when Indeedee hits the field alongside Sneasler, basically giving you a Pokemon that's got double the speed, fastest thing in the format, and it has amazing type coverage. So it has Terra Dark, Throat Chop to hit Goldengos and Ghost types, Diaclaw to hit those poison types, to hit the fairy types, and Close Combats to hit the King Gambits and Dark types in the format. So yeah, really, really impressive duo. We do sometimes see Indeedee male holding a Choice Scarf just to spam out Expanding Forces, but instead we're just seeing a very offensive Sneasler, and this Indeedee being more of like a Trick Room. I think that the idea behind these two also is that Armarouge is an actually immensely strong Pokemon next to Indeedee. Expanding Force can do some crazy damage, multiplier damage. We also see Power Herb on Armarouge, which is quite interesting. That's to trigger your Meteor Beam, which usually takes a turn to charge up. You get a special attack boost, and then Power Herb is consumed, and you get that one turn attack. So quite a cool combo here. I think this is like the offensive core of the team, rounded out by a Dragapult, with a Choice Band, a very fast Pokemon. So this is like the immediate pressure if you don't want to set up or anything. Blood Moon Ursaluna holding the Life Orb. We did see Assault Vest towards the end of the last Regulation H. But this is kind of support the Trick Room mode, because Blood Moon is very slow, so you could potentially lead something like a Dragapult and an Indeedee, set up Trick Room, you turn out into a Blood Moon, you've got Trick Room up with a Blood Moon Ursaluna holding a Life Orb, Terra Normal. They cannot be faked out because of Psychic Surge. So quite a cool team. And then we have Tailwind here, supporting Murkrow with Haze, of course, to stop those Dondozo players and stop any sort of setup turns as well, setup teams. So yeah, quite a cool team. I think this team is like really easy to pick up, and I think if you're looking to play VGC and get stuck into Regulation H, especially after the Spectacle of Worlds where it attracts more players in, I think this team is amazing to pick up. Really easy to play, has a lot of cool tools. It's kind of like a hyper offense team with a Tailwind mode and a Trick Room mode, so that's always like kind of the best concepts of teams. But yeah, this player won a quite large tournament, and yeah, it's really interesting to see that. And also we see on the decline Rain, not only two Rain teams here in Top Cup. So that speaks volumes, because Rain was one of the powerfulest archetypes of the last format. We saw this team here. I think we saw versions of this team. Essentially, Arcaladon is a electric steel type. No, sorry, it's a dragon steel type, but it has a very absurd electric type of move with electric shot. Kind of the same as the Meteor Beam, takes a turn to charge, except if you're in Rain, where it only takes the one turn, and it gives you a special attack boost. So we see like crazy coverage between Arcaladon, Pelipper, Basculegia, and Sinistra, holding the Assault Vest with Stamina, and then we have like a little mini Trick Room modes. But sometimes we see these Ursalunas be a little bit faster, so you can play Tailwind with your Pelipper and have quite a fast Ursaluna. So yeah, really cool team. But yeah, I'm not doing so well in this tournament, and it's still very early days. I probably will see Rain have some success this format. But yeah, just a cool format in general. I'm really surprised to see this team win, but I get the concept in general. Very easy to play. Has a few cool modes you can like pick between. And yeah, I think as well there was another tournament. Yeah, this one had about 37 players, slightly smaller, but we see the King Gambit Dragapult balance team that Michael DeBeste was playing a lot last format. I think he literally just one-tricked this whole team to like 1,000 CP and crazy regional international finishes. So this team is very proven, and if you're looking for a team that's very proven, straight out of the box, don't need to change anything with it. I think Michael DeBeste had a full team report of all his game plans into all the teams. I'll try and link that in the video, but if I can't find it, here's the team in general. And it's just a very good concept. Just like a balanced team, plays around King Gambit and Sneasler, with a final boss, as I call it, Dragapult, which can also be led. You can also just lead it turn 1 next to a Magmar, have Follow Me protection, and just keep spamming out Dragon Darts. But yeah, just a cool balanced team in general. And yeah, we also see the rise of this team, which has been kind of innovated quite a bit, because this is the team that Paul Chua and Gabriel Agate played at the start of Regulation H last time. But we saw previously Lumberry, Terraflying, Terrablast, Dragonite. With this one, is just going for the standard scale shot stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if this team can keep up. I'm a big fan of the choice band Garchomp. Life Orb's pretty cool because you can choose between your moves. But yeah, in general, I was a big fan of choice band because if you get intimidated by a Incineroar, you still do crazy damage to it. So yeah, really cool team. I think this is just like a good stuff balanced team. And yeah, that is kind of it. So we see like more Armarouge here, and again in the other tournament we saw another Armarouge Trick Room team. This Trick Room team, just to like cover the last team, is another very easy team to play, and Trick Room is always going to have a place in every single format, but especially this format because the power level's so low. Pokemon like Indeedee, Armarouge together, Hatterene, Ursaluna, they kind of clutch, they kind of go crazy. So make sure you have your game plans into Trick Room if you don't intend on playing it yourself, because I think players will play it naturally. Okay, and that wraps up today's metagame review. We see Grandon winning the tournament, and a lot of players fine-tuning the teams for the World Championship in 2 weeks. Regulation H, a fantastic return to the format. We're going to see some innovation probably at the start of the format, but I think a lot of the strong Pokemon will rise to the top inevitably. And of course we have Regulation J, introducing mythical Pokemon for the first time in Scarlet and Violet. So I'm going to be covering all three of these formats until Regulation I circulates out and we get Regulation H as our main VGC format, but I will keep doing updates to Regulation J as well. So I hope you guys like this content. Anyone who want to see more, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.